y'all? Welcome back to my channel, TAETV. Before you click on this video, make sure you guys click down below with that subscribe button right there, well, over there. Make sure you guys subscribe, like this video, share, and then also at the end of the video, I want to hear your guys' comments as far as what do you have to say. So, today we have a Q&A advice video. I know a lot of my friends love to ask me for advice and tips on what would I do if I was in their situation. So, I figured I have one long story and then two short stories for you guys. And yeah, guys, feel free to leave your comments and let us know what you think about some of these. So the first one, should I stay or should I break up? So it says, I don't know if this is a guy or a girl, I'm not going to assume, but it says, I have a girlfriend that I love to death and I want to have a future with her, but I feel as though I really only want to be with her for sex. And I don't know if I should break up with her or stay with her. So, you got this person said, I don't know if it was a guy or girl, like I said before. So we just gonna say person X. Person X said they were person Y because they love them to death. However, they feel like they're only staying with them for sex. Me, I feel like personally, honesty is the best honesty is the best policy. With that being said, if you tell somebody the truth and just let them know, worst thing they're going to do is disagree with what you feel, and you guys can go your separate ways. Maybe it's not always that easier said than done, or if you guys don't go your separate ways, you guys will just be stuck there fighting about it because there probably is an underlying feeling besides that lust that is there. So honestly, I don't want to say I don't know, but it just depending on the case. Like, what are you getting more than you're getting? Is the other person getting more than they're getting? Are you guys using each other? Well, they're obviously, person X is obviously using person Y for just sex, so I mean, who knows? But I honestly think that love and lust are two completely different things. When you love somebody, like, you love them, like you love your mother, you love your siblings, you love your friends. I'm sure you told your teacher that you love them and stuff like that. So like loving somebody and being in love with somebody are two completely different things. And so I think that you need to figure out what type of love do you have for this person, and if you are not in love with them, it's not good to be misleading people and keeping them dragging on, thinking that, oh yeah, we have this great relationship, we're about to be together forever, when in reality you just want to smash, then pass. So, alright, hope you got that figured out, buddy or gal, because person Y does not deserve to be led on. Next question. Why do I get emotional? Okay, so after almost 3 years, sometimes I feel like I'm not over my ex. I don't miss him or anything, but every time I think about how I felt after the breakup, I get emotional. It's still touchy because I think about how I felt when I was depressed. It makes me feel like how I did when it first happened, excuse me. I'm not sure if this is a bittersweet moment or I'm genuinely not over it. Help. Okay. Thank you. We'll call this young lady M. Thank you, M. So, M, I honestly don't think that you might be still in love with that person, or what was exactly, or if you're genuinely not over it, like you said. I don't think that you're probably just not genuinely over it. I think that, almost like with any relationship, any loss, takes a process, and the process is not always instantaneous. You have to realize we live daily lives that are so busy that you sometimes aren't always realizing what you are not processing. So you may feel like, yeah, because it's been 3 years, I'm not in the same place, same headspace as I was when the initial breakup happened. Yeah, I should be over it. But if you have not properly processed every single thing that you were supposed to process in order to get over it, then you really might not be over it. But on the other side, I will note that a lot of times, I know with me, emotions are very strong. And one thing about energy, that I believe energy obviously does not go anywhere. It's always here, whether it transmits into another form of energy or it just goes somewhere else. Energy never dies. So with that being said, when you start thinking about those emotions that you felt during that time, you might listen to a song and your emotions are embedded in that song. When you hear a certain lyric, or if you think about a certain thing or how this person used to make you feel, of course it's going to bring back that memory. And since you are in the process of trying to work out that phase that you're getting over them, sometimes it's going to feel fresh. I don't care how long it's been. Sometimes you could still, let's say if you lose someone, God forbid, if you lose someone, you can grieve that person for years upon years, and until you come to your terms with that. That's when it's all on your timing. And honestly, I think that everybody is a little bit different, but it just depends on how you take it. And I will say, yeah, the emotions will probably never go away, especially if that was your first love. You guys have a lot of experiences, happy moments, and things like that. Yeah, there are going to be triggers, but it's up to you to figure out, okay, so what type of fulfillment am I seeking? What am I actually looking for that's going to help me, like, be able to replace that sad memory with the new happy one? Like, what do you want? And so once you know that and figure that out, it'll make it easier for you to make the first step, because that's the initial process when you're going through things. It's taking the first step and just getting over it. Like, well, at least trying to get over it, because you don't get over things just like that. Let me tell you the truth. But best of luck to you, Em, and I hope that you don't continue to feel those saddened feelings and those emotions that were repressed as they keep coming up. And hey, maybe that's just how you physically are working through it and you're getting over your problems. But I do definitely feel like we all have had a story where you dealt with the ex, you feel like you're not over them, then you feel like you are, and then oh hell, something else happens and fuck, now here I am again wondering, am I over them or am I not? So that's understandable. I think as humans too, we tend to be very indecisive, and I don't want to make this video too long because I told you I have one more long story to give you. Those are the two short ones, but I do know that we tend to be very indecisive, and you just have to clearly state what you want, and you'll get it. All right, on to this third story, which is the long one, like I was telling you guys. So this one is a bit longer, and please don't drag me if I'm mispronouncing some of these words, because you know how some of these people write. So it's called I Don't Want to Be a Side Chick. This subscriber kind of went all in because they have a lot of details in here. So let me go and start off by saying, my friend says he's fallen very hard for me. I like him too, but I realize that he has some personal issues. He's cute, he smells, he is very nice, but for some reason his breath smelled like gas when we kissed. I also later found out that he has a wife and kids that he lives with, but he tells me that they're over and that they're nothing anymore, and his wife is also cheating on him. I still wasn't comfortable with it, and I told him that when we hung out, oh, I'm sorry, it says I told him this. So when we hung out, I got drunk, so he took me home, and we had sex. This is when I discovered he was impotent. If you know what impotent means, that means kind of like you have a bit of a dysfunction going on down there with your male area. So he told her he was impotent. Well, she found out he was impotent, and she says, I feel like if he wasn't, he'd have less problems in his marriage, and he would also be stepping out more. She follows up with, I like him, he's a nice guy, but I can't be with a married, impotent man. I'm 24, he's 42, by the way. I told him to see about home, and then let's be friends first. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, it's a little bit going on here. Alright, so I feel bad because he puts his wife in a negative light, but I don't know her side of the story, and I don't want to be a side chick because I'm tired of that. Okay, so first and foremost, let's start off with the title by dissecting that. I don't want to be a side chick, but you keep doing side chick shit and you keep meeting these niggas that's letting you be a side chick. First and foremost, how don't you want to be a side chick? You clearly are comfortable with dealing with other people's niggas, first and foremost. Then, you contradict yourself by saying that if this guy was not impotent, he would be able to sustain his marriage and have a better marriage, but you also think he'd be stepping out more. So if he wasn't having those problems with his dysfunction, what makes you think that that's going to make the marriage any better if that was going to give him the opportunity to step out even more? Like, I just don't understand the contradictions here. And then you started off by saying, my friend. So you guys are still in communication, which means there's always a window of opportunity for him to slide back in. If you leave that window cracked and it's not locked, you can always slide that baby up and come right in whenever you want to. So I honestly think that the advice you're asking for, you truly kind of already know what you're doing, if it's right or if it's wrong. But I think you just want validation on it. And I mean, I'll give you validation, but you know what's going on, y'all. You seriously know you need to stop messing with people's niggas. You also need to find somebody who's going to be more compatible with you as far as like them having the same mind space. You are 24 years old, which is so am I. So I know for a fact I don't have the same headspace as somebody that's 42 because they are way more mature. I am worried about, I don't have any children, nothing. So I'm worried about having a good time, making my money, and traveling. That's all I really truly care about. Obviously, yeah, setting a foundation so that way when it's time to be in that 42-year-old mindset, hopefully it happens way before I'm 42, I get my shit together. But when it's time to get in that mindset, it's like, have a foundation that's set. So it is kind of a catch-22 in a way because yeah, you're grown, you probably have your shit together, and you know what you want for yourself. But then again, you're not 42. You haven't lived those extra few years of life that he has on you that you could just be like, yeah, I have all this experience. I can make these decisions just as much as they can make the decisions. Like, because at the end of the day, you don't have the qualifications, yo. You just don't. So yeah, so my bad. My memory kind of like messed up, and yeah, I had to take care of that. But I was ending that third story the wrong one. I'm like, yeah, pretty much my advice is figure out what you want and know what you want out of a situation before you tackle it head on, and just expect the outcomes, all possibilities that could possibly occur, and then try to figure out, is this good for me or not? A lot of times it probably isn't, and we're still going to do it, but hey, each his own. And if you guys want to see more videos like this with me just doing a Q&A because we are wrapping up here, I do appreciate y'all. If y'all got some questions you guys want to send me, my social medias are down below in the description box. They'll also be in a pinned comment. Also, make sure you guys like, comment your guys' advice, tips for these individuals as well. These 3 stories, the 2 short ones and 1 long. And then also share this video and hit the little bell button next to the little subscribe button. I'm over here pointing to my left when it's actually on your right, but you know what I mean. Thank you guys so much, and see you next time on TAETV.